Peyton, tell me what you did in science today.
So when we came in, we had to teach the class. So first thing that we did was we had opening questions. We had two of those. We had them answer them. We asked like what they were, and they got answers. They got them right. And then we did a PowerPoint, and they took notes on that. And now we're doing a dominoes game where they have to take the definition and match it with the word that it goes with.
Great. Thank you, Peyton.
This is like mine.
So who made these dominoes?
I really don't know.
Like, did Miss Tankersley make these?
No.
Oh, your group made the dominoes. That's awesome.
This is like, I still I have
Just 3 more minutes.
What do y'all want?
12 more minutes. More time?
Yes.
12 more minutes. 3 minutes. If it happens in 1 minute,
Okay, check them if we have a winner. If not, we'll give you a few more minutes.
That's what student pressure feels like instead of peer pressure.
This is the activity.
I mean, if you
Shut up. But thank you for keeping that.
we flip these.
No! Okay, check these. Last time they had us here. Variation.
Can y'all use your interactive notebook or no? You can't. Okay.
So from here,
You had two of them switched up.
This one.
no, this one's right. So from here back is
Which one's?
There.
oh.
Stress about.
Alright, put them back with their paper clips, guys.
Hold on, before you clip them, we need to go over them. Yeah.
Variety of organisms that inhabit the earth. Gaps and faults that provide proof of evolution. Scientists look at chemicals in the rock around boxes with species on earth that is surviving and
Thank you.
So what do they do now?
we have our
Okay, get out the door. Alright, you want them back in their original seats or stay in their groups? Okay. Y'all have the pencils? They're handing out a ticket out the door, so you gotta answer.
I got it. What is the meaning of evolution? Can we use our...
See, y'all are so engaged
Peyton.
in their lesson, you didn't
Peyton.
realize the time flew. You asked. You asked the teacher.
Hey, Ed, can we use our interactive notebooks? Yes.
No.
She just said no.
She said, okay, no notebook.
I've noticed that almost every time I'm in your room, there's some sort of competition. So talk about those kind of activities, maybe some examples, and is that something that you were talking about that the students ask for or just part of your teaching model?
Oh, they're both.
Yeah.
We're kind of competitive in ourselves, so then that kind of rubs off on the kids. So then the kids are, oh no, I want the prize, or I want to do this, or I want to be the best, and
Right.
We
I
kind of
think
feed that.
the most important thing for us is to have students to be motivated,
Yeah.
and the competition motivates
Motivates.
them. Because I feel like if we don't have something like you can be the winner, you get warrior coins, or you just have the like pride of saying that we were the fastest and the best, then they're just gonna like sit there and not be fully participating. Where the competition just kind of brings out the best of them
And
really
we'll even
encourages
do
them.
like the first table that's done and it's right gets 20 warrior coins, and the next one that gets it is 15, and it kind of goes down there so everybody gets something.
So
It's
they need
not
to
just the
finish.
first.
Yes,
Right.
love that.
Sweet.
When
Great
I was in
job.
your room, I got to watch students teach the entire class. The most impressive thing I've probably seen all year. It was talk about how you got the idea, talk me through the process, and just any tidbits that you have.
So I kind
Yeah.
of got the idea from covering Prince's classroom. So I just covered one day to get a golden ticket, and then the kids were actually, he had divided the standard into topics, and the kids were actually teaching in there. So then,
She came back fired up and going, Tank, we need to try this.
right, at least try it, because you don't know, how it's gonna work in different classrooms.
Right.
And the kids, they had been talking about we're tired, it's boring. So we're like, okay, well, this can be a change. We haven't tried this. Let's just see where it takes us. And then it kind of grew from
Doing a one-day thing to, hey, do a whole lesson on the entire, unit review kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, whoever drew that same standard made their group, and then
Oh, great.
they had a whole week to prepare it with a checklist, and we had to monitor it and sign off on it, and then
And can I see, let's look at that, the rubric. Talk me through how, so for each part of the checklist, they had to get it signed off. So they first worked on their anchor chart, and that had to be signed off before they started the lesson plan
Yes.
and
Right.
so on.
yes.
and then their lesson plan was just taking their anchor chart and just putting more detail in it. How are they going to do it? How many questions? What were those questions? And then we gave them suggested time breakups. This much time for a warm up, this much time for the activity, this much time for the reteaching and closing. And they've done really well.
Yeah.
They did great. Like, I've been so impressed. And all of our students have a Gmail account, so they can go online and they can use Google Docs and they can use
Great.
Google Slides. So they created everything within that and would share it with all their group mates, and then they would share it with us so we could print it off. And
Right.
it worked out so much better than I.
Yeah.
thought.
Well, let's talk about why it worked. And you can add to this, but what I saw is it worked, one, because you two have modeled effective teaching practices. If you were stand and deliver and fill in notes and then take a test, then they wouldn't have had an arsenal of strategies to teach from. So one, you've modeled effective strategies throughout the year. The second thing is the organization of the project itself. If you would have said by Monday you need to present, would these products have looked the same? Would the teaching have been the same? No, they knew that you had checkpoints and expectations the entire way, and so the students met the expectation that you set. So
They even needed something for ELLs. So, like, Austin Posey was working with Eva today, working her through old
It was
foldables
awesome.
and stuff. And he doesn't know Spanish, but he was working with her, and she was responding really
Visuals,
well to
yeah.
it. And they would translate stuff with English and Spanish, have the Spanish underneath the English, and got to do it. And they got to, a lot of them have been saying, I couldn't be a teacher. Y'all do a lot of work. Y'all really
I got tickled when I was in here yesterday and the girls back here grading, when they were separating the mastered and the not mastered, just shaking their heads, It was so good.
Yeah, we make them grade it so they can kind of see what
Uh-huh.
it's truly like and if the kids really got anything from
Right.
their thing.
Right,
But
right.
then we as teachers also kind of see what the class is struggling with. Like, if they, for example, the dichotomous key,
Right.
in one period they were trying to go over it and it was clear that they were really struggling. So
Yeah.
then we're like, make note, because we need to revisit that, because
Gotcha.
that review from the kids, that it just wasn't enough.
And then we can see where their strengths are too. So we're going, okay, we
Yeah.
don't need to cover that because
Right.
we got it.
Right. All right. Well, great job. Great job as always.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.